I'm gonna get beaten over the head if I don't ask. Did you know Nick Brockhausen?
Oh yeah, I can tell you a story about Nick that he will deny to his grave, but it is the funniest story. And I'm not sure. I mean, Nick and I knew each other and joked around with each other, but one night he comes up to me and he's wearing his German pith helmet and his trench coat, and he says, "Come with me. I'm going to go to the officers club." And I'm a naive guy. I'm thinking, what could this be? And we get to the officers club, and the CO is sitting at the bar, and Nick walks right up to him, pulls a big old steak out from underneath that trench coat, slaps it on the bar, and says, "I heard you're looking for some meat for the Ashaw Valley." Oh, and I'm standing there. I had no idea he was going to do this, and I'm standing there looking at the CO and looking at him and trying to shrink into my shoes, and but I'll tell you what, Nick has probably one of the biggest pair you'll ever find on a man. If I had had the privilege of running a mission with him, I would not have hesitated, because he's kind of like me. He's a swashbuckler. He once he believes in his plan, he believes in his weapons, believes in his people. He goes and gets it. He's a go for it kind of guy. So I don't have any regrets, although I ended up with a mission in just outside the Ashaw Valley not long after that, and it was I don't know whether it was a coincidence, which I don't believe in, or just slap between the eyes, but
Cruel fate.
yeah.
Oh, Nick. Yeah, I had someone asking me and I kept bypassing it and I finally had to ask before I got in trouble. Do you from his book, the folks ask from when we have CCN and you're the only person we've had, but it comes up other times. Do you remember the snake people he mentioned in his book? Did you ever hear or see the snake people that the Brew were scared of? They were supposedly an ex headhunting tribe somewhere near the Ashaw, or somewhere. Maybe actually it was up north near Da Nang that they were one of the old headhunting tribes.
Yeah, there were stories going around about the Sudan, which were, and I don't know whether they dyed their hair red or they all had red hair, but there was a team of them on our compound. And the rumor was that they were cannibals, um, although I don't know of any incidents, and I don't know how true that is, because people told stories and you never knew, what was true and what was not. But I never heard them referred to as snake people that I can recall. And I haven't read Nick's book, but um, I'll have to get a hold of a copy and read it. But he was there. I think he was there before me, and he came home a little before I did.
I
But
think y'all were just well. You might have been there because Mr. Frank was there for a tidbit with him, and they got into some trouble.
yeah,
So you might have you might have been there, but you might have just missed each other because he did go home and then come back until closing. So
right.
you could have been there.
Well, we were definitely there together. I mean, and I remember Nick quite well, but yeah, I think we overlapped, but then he came home earlier, and then I went home, and yeah, then he went back. But snake people, I don't remember the term, um, but you know, if Nick said that was a colloquialism for a tribe, then I believe it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure his brew had their own little term for them, and they were basically headhunters, like you said,
Yeah,
cannibalistic, an ex cannibalistic tribe, and they were supposedly, from what I've gathered and speaking to Nick, they were the more primitive of the Montagnards. I mean,
yeah.
the most primitive. So
Yeah.
that's a very interesting one. Uh, Okay, yeah, everyone's saying gotta love Uncle Nick.
Yeah.
And then someone says, "What the heck did he do deserve to get toe tagged and thrown in the freezer that night?"
He was just being Nick. That's all he had to do.
I was about to say simply being Nick walking around.
Yeah, he played so many jokes on so many people. I mean, he I'm
It's a wonder
surprised.
he didn't. It's a wonder he didn't wake in and up in the freezer more often.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see. We've got a few more here.